Today, we're diving into a topic that impacts every one of us: expectations and the struggle that comes with navigating disappointment. We all have expectations, whether we're aware of them or not. They shape how we perceive the world and dictate our emotional responses when things don't turn out the way we want. Maybe you feel let down often, finding that your expectations rarely align with reality. Over time, you might even start to believe you're unworthy of your desires being met, which leads you to withdraw and stop even acknowledging what you truly want. But why does this happen? It all comes down to how deeply intertwined our expectations are with our sense of self-worth. If our expectations consistently lead to disappointment, it's easy to start thinking, why bother? We convince ourselves it's safer not to dream than to risk the pain of unmet expectations. This mindset, however, becomes a dangerous cycle, one that prevents growth and keeps us stuck in a state of settling for what is instead of striving for what could be. In essence, disappointment is simply the gap between expectation and reality. The wider the gap, the more intense the disappointment. Research shows that disappointment usually stems from two sources: uncommunicated expectations between people or unexpressed expectations within ourselves. Let's explore a few everyday scenarios. Have you ever been upset with your partner for not taking out the trash without ever asking them to? Or maybe your child unknowingly put something fragile in the dishwasher and ruined it, but they didn't know any better? Perhaps a friend made plans on a night you hoped to celebrate your birthday together, and you felt hurt. In each of these situations, the disappointment is not just about unmet expectations. It's about expectations that were never clearly communicated. But what happens when the disappointment isn't caused by others, but by our own silence? When we bury our desires and avoid expressing them because we're too afraid of feeling let down. For many people, expressing what they want feels like setting themselves up for failure, as if verbalizing a hope is inviting disappointment. This mindset is often inherited from family patterns, absorbed through watching how our parents handled their own expectations and disappointments. Unless we consciously choose to break this cycle, we're bound to repeat it. But sometimes it's more than just learned behavior. It can also develop as a defense mechanism, a way to shield ourselves from the pain of repeated setbacks. If life has dealt you one disappointment after another, shutting down emotionally seems safer than daring to dream again. You convince yourself that it's easier to avoid exploring possibilities than to open yourself up to being hurt. The problem? This mindset robs you of opportunities to grow and truly live. Remember, the only guarantee in life is death. Everything else is a possibility, and possibilities are worth exploring. To express your expectations is an act of courage, a way to show love to yourself. Yes, disappointment is painful, but when we learn to navigate it, we unlock a deeper resilience, a resilience that makes us stronger, not weaker. Disappointment is not a failure. It's a signal, a message from your inner self about what matters to you. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I communicate better next time? How can I adjust my expectations without abandoning my dreams? These questions turn disappointment from a dead end into a stepping stone. We all experience disappointment, but how we choose to respond shapes our growth. The real question is, will you allow it to harden you, or will you use it to better understand yourself and the people around you? Think back to a recent disappointment. Was it due to an expectation you never voiced? Maybe it was a misunderstanding with a loved one. Take a few moments to reflect. If you feel comfortable, jot down your thoughts in a journal. If writing isn't for you, that's okay. Simply thinking it through is valuable. Acknowledge the disappointment, identify its root, and consider how you can navigate it better in the future. Until next time, keep moving forward and embrace the fine life that awaits you.